The last task for lesson one is to read this formal letter, which is a real formal letter that was written to the explorer Ernest Shackleton by three girls. And then you're going to answer some questions on slide 11 about it. I'm going to read through those questions first so that you can think about them as we're reading the letter. So, number one, when you're writing a formal letter, where should you place the address of the person who is writing? Number two, should you use a comma after your salutation? Your salutation is your greeting. Think about French salut. Three, when writing a formal letter, where should you write the address of the person that you're writing to? Four, if you're going to include a postscript, a PS, where should you place that? Five, where should you write the date that you were writing the letter? And six, how should the girls have signed off their formal letter? So we're going to read back through this. So 44 Kensington Gardens Square, Hyde Park, London. Sir Ernest Shackleton, 30 Bloomsbury Square, London, SW1. January the 11th, 1914. Dear Sir Ernest, we three sporty girls have decided to write and beg of you to take us with you on your expedition to the South Pole. We are three strong, healthy girls and also gay and bright and willing to undergo any hardships that you yourselves undergo. If our feminine garb is inconvenient, we should just love to don masculine attire. We have been reading all books and articles that have been written on dangerous expeditions by brave men to the polar regions, and we do not see why men should have all the glory and women none, especially when there are women just as brave and capable as there are men. Trusting you will think over our suggestion. We are Peggy Pegreen, Valerie Davy, and Betty Webster. P.S. We have not given any further particulars in case you should not have time to read this, but if you are at all interested, we will write and tell you more about our greatest wish. Okay, there are a couple of issues with what they have written that you may struggle to understand because this is much more old-fashioned than the writing you're used to. So I'm just going to go over a couple of vocabulary choices, all right? So they describe themselves as gay and bright. Now, gay has gone under a what we call a semantic shift in meaning in the 20th century. So at the beginning of the 20th century, all that gay meant was happy. So when these girls were writing, that's the only meaning that was attached to the word. Then the gay community started using it to refer to themselves as a happy group of people. And also because they had to be quite secretive at one point in the 20th century because of certain laws that were in place. And so that's when gay came to mean homosexual. But that wouldn't have had that connotation or association for these girls at all. Our feminine garb is their garments, what they're wearing. And they said, we'd love to don masculine attire. Don is to put on. I don a hat. And masculine attire is manly clothing. I don't think there were, given any further particulars means further details. Okay then, so have a little think about that. I think it's a great letter. And I think I would quite like to be friends with these girls. And then on slide 11, answer those questions. Okay, there's not any videos for lesson 2. As I've put on slide 12, I'm going to do a 30 minutes live Google Meet, which is going to talk you through all of the learning for lesson 2 and then leave you some time to write your own letter. But there is a video to talk you through lesson 3. Okay, guys. I look forward to seeing you in the live lesson. Exciting.